10,000 in wedding contributions, or get out, my boyfriend impatiently roared at me at the engagement banquet. My heart instantly turned cold. The dress shoes on his feet alone were worth 30,000. In his eyes, I wasn't even worth as much as a pair of shoes. I smeared the cake on his face and cursed, "Asshole, pay back the 1 million you owe me, now. Marcus, help me choose some lingerie. Do you like pure white, or sexy black?" Looking at the flirty texts and 2 revealing pictures on Marcus's phone, I could no longer deceive myself. Marcus was cheating. The sudden appearance of unfamiliar emojis, the shade of lipstick that slipped out of his mouth, and the faint scent of perfume on him. Everything had long been traceable, but I just didn't want to believe it. I looked at Marcus, who was sleeping beside me, my heart heavy with infinite sadness. Do men only become faithful when they're in their grave? In the darkness, I continued to scroll through his chat history with the other woman. Their earliest chat was in 2021, meaning Dr. Marcus hooked up with this woman right after he graduated with his PhD. Marcus and I had been together for 10 years. He once said I was his only one, and I was naive enough to believe his nonsense, supporting him through graduate and PhD studies. I thought after he graduated with his PhD, we could get married, but who knew he was messing around with other women behind my back. Marcus, is your girlfriend's figure good? No, she's like a dry piece of wood, disgusting. I watched Marcus brazenly insult me, my heart twisting in pain. No wonder he no longer wanted to hold me while we slept, even loathing to apply body lotion for me. I had originally thought he was busy with his studies, but now I knew he had already grown tired of me. If that was the case, why didn't he break up with me? Marcus, my period came and my stomach hurts so much. Don't be afraid, I brought you period pain medication. It'll be at your door downstairs. Right away. Period pain medication? I sneered. Marcus was truly considerate. Before, when I was in such agony I almost fainted, Marcus just casually said to me, "Does it really hurt that much? You're being too dramatic." I opened his shopping history, and the latest record was a Louboutin lipstick he bought a month ago for 1,000 yuan, but the recipient wasn't me, it was little. Marcus, thank you for the birthday gift, but I just tried it on, and the color doesn't suit me. You should take it back and give it to your girlfriend. I glanced at the Louboutin lipstick on the table, feeling only disgust and nausea. He actually regifted a lipstick used by the other woman to me? I was so touched at the time, but now I just feel like throwing up. Marcus, you bastard. I couldn't take it anymore and slapped Marcus across the face. Grace, what's wrong with you in the middle of the night? Marcus was slapped and bounced off the bed. Seeing his phone in my hand, he froze for a moment, then raged, "How dare you snoop through my phone? If I didn't look, how would I know you two scumbags deserve each other?" I furiously pounded Marcus with a pillow. Marcus grabbed my arm and ruthlessly pushed me off the bed, yelling impatiently, "Skyler and I are just normal colleagues. I'm really tired from work every day. Can you stop being so unreasonable?" My head hit the corner of the table, making tears stream down my face, but the physical pain was far less than the pain in my heart. He actually laid hands on me for that woman. Seeing me cry silently without speaking, Marcus became even more impatient. "Grace, I'll give you 3 seconds. If you don't wipe your tears and go to sleep, you won't sleep with me tonight." I sneered. Did he really think he was a high and mighty emperor? Just then, Marcus's phone dinged. I played the voice message, only to hear a syrupy, flirtatious voice. "Marcus, I'm a bit drunk at Angel's bar. Can you come pick me up? Love you. Marcus, if you dare to go today, we're breaking up." I said expressionlessly. "Grace, can you be reasonable?" Marcus was already out of bed, starting to get dressed, his eyes full of coldness and disgust for me. "Skyler is a fresh college graduate, and she's drunk at a bar. Do you know how dangerous that is?" I looked up coldly and said, "I don't know if it's dangerous, I only know she's shameless." A fresh college graduate, seducing someone else's boyfriend, what else could it be but shameless? Drunk at a bar? I think she did it on purpose. Unreasonable. Marcus glared, not even glancing at my wound, and rushed out the door. I cried silently, my heart filled with sorrow. This was the man I loved, eagerly rushing to another woman. Marcus and I were completely over. I started packing my luggage. When it was light enough to get a taxi, I would leave this place. Marcus, that rotten jerk, whoever wants him can have him. After sitting down, the other woman's WeChat number kept swirling in my mind. On a whim, I used the number to search for her Instagram. It was filled with photos of her and Marcus, and her blatant affection for him. And her latest Instagram post, 10 minutes ago, "As long as that man rushes to me without hesitation when I call him in the middle of the night, I'll marry him." Sure enough, she was faking being drunk. I trembled with anger, shaking as I commented, but he has a girlfriend. She immediately replied, even if you're married, you can get a divorce, let alone just boyfriend and girlfriend. True love is priceless, ma'am, you're old-fashioned. Shameless. Was her true love destroying other people's families? That night, I don't even know how I fell asleep, only remembering dreaming about Marcus and me in college. Back then, Marcus's eyes were clear, always full of smiles when he looked at me. Grace, I want to pursue graduate and PhD studies. I want to change my destiny with knowledge. I really don't want to go back to his humble hometown. But the costs for graduate and PhD studies are really high. Should I give up my dream? How did I answer? I was so stupid back then, actually deceived by this scumbag's pitiful appearance. We're graduating soon. I'll go out and work to support your studies. Anyway, graduate and PhD students get subsidies, so I shouldn't have to pay much. Marcus was moved to tears. Grace, I love you. When I make something of myself, I will definitely make you the happiest bride in the world. Happy? Haha, do I look happy at all now? I had no idea then that Marcus was such a scumbag. 3 years of graduate school, 4 years of PhD school, Marcus spent nearly 1 million yuan from me in total, yet after he started working, he never mentioned paying me back. He could buy himself dress shoes worth 30,000, suits worth 100,000, but even the lipstick he gave me was one the other woman had used and discarded. Grace. Marcus's voice in my dream intertwined with his voice in reality, waking me from my beautiful dream. Open the door, Grace. If you don't open the door, I'll kick it down. Marcus was angrily banging on the door. I got dressed and walked out, opening the door with cold eyes. Is your Skyler not sexy enough, or too drunk to function? Otherwise, Dr. Marcus, why would you bother coming back? Marcus frowned deeply. Grace, I'll say it one last time, Skyler and I are innocent. I rolled my eyes. Whatever, we're already over anyway. Just as I was about to turn to go back inside and grab my luggage, my clothes were suddenly grabbed. The other woman came out from who knows where, looking pitiful. Sister, it's not Marcus's fault. I shouldn't have gotten drunk and asked Marcus to pick me up in the middle of the night, which caused you and Marcus to argue. Sister, please forgive me. What a manipulative act. Grace, Skyler specifically came to apologize to you. Isn't it rude to leave her hanging like this? Marcus frowned. Where had the understanding Grace he remembered gone? Why had she become like a shrew? Rude? I'm from a cultured family, how could I be inferior to the other woman? Leaving a guest hanging isn't scary. What's scary is when a guest tries to move in and take over. Skylar's face instantly went pale, but she still forced out an ugly smile. Sister, you haven't had breakfast yet, have you? Marcus and I bought you this savory porridge. Please eat it while it's hot. No wonder she had him wrapped around her finger. Compared to her, I looked aggressive, like an old hag, while she, looking so pathetic, seemed like a distressed princess. No need, I said coldly, pulling my sleeve from Skylar's hand. But unexpectedly, Skylar's hand trembled, causing the porridge to spill all over both of us. Grace, you are really too much. How could you throw porridge at Skylar? Marcus quickly wiped the porridge residue from Skylar's hand, his eyes filled with anger and accusation towards me. I didn't speak, but my heart completely gave up on him. Would he believe me if I said Skylar spilled it herself? Besides, Skylar is an outsider, so it's understandable if she doesn't know I'm allergic to preserved eggs. But and I have been together for 10 years, doesn't he know? Ultimately, it's just that Marcus no longer cares about me. My hand started breaking out in a rash. I didn't say anything and went into the house to move my luggage. When I was moving the last load of luggage, Marcus was applying burn cream to Skylar's hand. I rolled my eyes and threw the keys directly at Skylar. Don't you want to be the mistress? Here are the keys. A trace of delight flashed in Skylar's eyes, but she then stood up and hypocritically said, Sister, it's not like that. Don't argue with Marcus because of me. Marcus loves you. Every time he chats with me, he says sister is the most understanding person. This was subtly implying I was petty. Sure enough, being the other woman requires acting skills. Skylar was now teary-eyed, crying pitifully, Sister, I'll resign tomorrow and never see Marcus again. Please don't break up with him. Skylar, why are you listening to her? Marcus shielded Skylar behind him, his face full of heartache. We are innocent. She's just misunderstanding us. Why should you resign? Listening to Marcus's accusations, I felt he was utterly unfamiliar. When he was poorest, he could only afford a pair of silver rings for 100 yuan, but I still considered them my most precious possession, never taking them off my hand. Now that he had made it big, the silver ring on his hand was long gone, replaced by $1,000,000 watch, leaving only the ring on my hand, solitary, like a joke. The boy I loved shouldn't have turned out this way. I took off the ring on my hand, placed it on the table, and said indifferently, "This is what you bought with your first month's salary. You once said you'd replace it with a diamond ring someday. But I've waited all these years and never got that diamond ring. Now, I don't want it anymore." Marcus frowned deeply. Was playing mind games, forcing him to propose? "Grace, if you walk out that door today, we're really over. You know, I never takes back an ex." Marcus's eyes were full of coldness and impatience, even his attempt to salvage things was so condescending. "Do you think you're God's gift to women? That I can't live without you?" Just as I was about to retort, someone outside the door beat me to it. I turned around and saw Leo leaning against the door, looking at us with disdain. I was stunned. I had called my best friend Sarah last night, asking her to pick me up today, so why was it her brother who came, and had been abroad for 10 years, why was he suddenly back? Noticing my scrutinizing gaze, Leo shook his head and clucked, "Grace, your taste in men is really poor." Even after Leo pulled me into the car, I was still in a daze. "Why do you keep staring at me? Did you suddenly realize I'm dashing and irresistibly handsome?" Seeing my low spirits, Leo deliberately tried to cheer me up. I shook my head. "It's just been so many years, seeing you grown up like this, I'm still a little unaccustomed." Leo turned to look at me, raising an eyebrow. "Big? What's big?" I instantly blushed bright red, Marcus's issues completely forgotten. "Get out." Leo, that little rascal, is 3 years younger than me. He always used to follow Sarah and me around when we were little. When we were kids, both our parents even joked about marrying Leo to me as my little bride, playful term. But later, I went to college, Leo went to high school, and our contact gradually lessened. "Grace, even when you go to college, you must study hard and not date, got it?" At the train station, Leo frowned, wishing he could turn into luggage and follow me to college. Got it, got it." I rubbed his head and smiled, "Don't look so upset. In 3 years, you can also come to college and have a blast." "I'm not." Leo opened his mouth but then swallowed his words. "Never mind, you're so silly, you wouldn't understand even if I told you. After you go to college, remember not to eat preserved eggs. I don't want to see you swollen up like a pig. Most importantly, Grace, you have to wait for me. Understood?" At that time, I thought Leo just wanted to join us at college to have a blast, which was why he was so reluctant to see me go, so I readily agreed. In my sophomore year, I met Marcus and we became lovers. On Day that year, Marcus and I saw Leo, whom we hadn't seen in a long time, at the school gate. Leo seemed to have undergone some shock, looking haggard, not even having shaved, and his eyes reddened as soon as he saw me. "Grace, you lied to me, you said you would wait for me." I looked bewildered. Leo looked at Marcus and me, questioning me word by word. "Grace, I'll only ask you this once, what do you consider me?" "My younger brother," I said, completely confused. Sarah was my best friend, so her brother was naturally my younger brother. Unexpectedly, Leo's eyes reddened even more, looking as if he was about to cry at any moment. "Grace, I hate you." Before I could ask what he meant, Leo ran off quickly. After that, I received a call from Sarah saying Leo had gone abroad. Leo was gone for 10 years. "We're here." With his voice, my memories came to an abrupt halt. I looked at the familiar street, thanked Leo, and got out of the car without looking back. "Mom, I'm home." When I entered, Mom was watering flowers, and seeing me return, there wasn't a trace of joy on her face. "Your engagement banquet is in 3 days, and now you tell me you broke up with Marcus? Are you trying to destroy my reputation?" I froze, but cheated. "Then go get him back." Mom yelled at me, without a hint of sympathy or concern in her eyes. "You spent 10 years and so much money on him. Now you say you're breaking up? Wouldn't that just benefit the other woman? Besides, you're 29 now. Do you think you can find another man with as good a job as Marcus?" Tears streamed down my face. "Before, weren't you complaining Marcus had no money and insisted we break up? How come now that we've broken up as you wished, you absolutely refuse to agree? Frankly, aren't you just seeing that Marcus is successful and rich now? Mom, in your eyes, am I more important, or is money more important?" Without waiting for Mom's reply, tears streamed down my face, and I rushed out the door. I squatted on the ground, crying hysterically. The world was so vast, yet I didn't know where to go. Just as I was crying heartbrokenly, Leo's voice suddenly sounded above my head. "Tisk, Grace, your crying is really unpleasant. Weren't you gone?" I looked up, dazed. Anyway, I was already this embarrassed, so I didn't care about the tears and snot on my face. Leo handed me a pack of tissues, rolling his eyes at me. If you had bothered to look back at me, you'd know I've been here the whole time. I felt guilty from what Leo said. I had rushed straight home after getting out of the car and indeed hadn't checked if he had left. Leo extended his hand to me, a gloating expression on his face. Come on, seeing you so miserable, I'll be benevolent and take you in. Just as I was about to reply, a text message came in on my phone. Grace, I heard you and Marcus are getting engaged. I'm at the hotel going through the process with Marcus now. The hotel staff mistook me for you and kept praising how well Marcus and I match, which made me a bit embarrassed. Grace, why don't you come personally to check the process? Flirt if you want, but don't broadcast it everywhere. After cursing Skyler a few more times, I finally felt better. That tramp was just being dramatic. Do you want me to send a banner to their company for you? Something that says, you two scumbags deserve each other? Leo said, driving and gloating. No need. I waved my hand. Leo's face instantly darkened. You still like Marcus? Why was this person so moody? Getting angry just like that? I explained. How is that possible? When I said no need, I meant I've recorded all the audio Skyler sent to Marcus, and I've hired 10 temporary workers to stand outside their company with megaphones, playing it on a loop. By now, the whole company should know about their scandal. Leo instantly brightened, laughing out loud. You're truly wicked. I blinked innocently. Didn't Marcus say they had a pure professional relationship? So what if I help them promote their camaraderie? Speak of the devil. As soon as I finished speaking, Marcus's call came in. I didn't hesitate to hang up, blocked the number, and turned off my phone. Before it turned off, the last message from Skyler popped up. Grace, do you want me to get fired? You were just showing off, and now you're worried? That scumbag and tramp deserve to die together. I turned to Leo and said, Leo, 3 days from now, will you come with me to crash the party at the engagement banquet? Leo glanced at me, annoyed. First, I'm not Leo. Second, can't you just cancel your engagement banquet? No way. I immediately retorted loudly. Anyway, the engagement banquet is being paid for by that scumbag, so it won't hurt to waste his money. To outshine Marcus, I specially took Leo to the mall to pick out clothes. Dressed in a suit and striking a pose, he truly looked like a male celebrity. To be fair, Leo was quite handsome. Marcus and Leo were completely different types. Marcus was scholarly and reserved, while Leo was wild and dangerous. What a pity, such a handsome man was 3 years younger than me. Seeing me resting my face in my hand, Leo thought I was tired from walking. He crouched down, took my ankle, and massaged it. I told you your foot shape isn't suited for high heels, your feet will get tired. You wouldn't listen. I tried to pull my foot away, but Leo held it firmly, so I had to compromise. Skyler is a head taller than me. I don't want her to outshine me at the engagement banquet. Silly, Leo looked up and quietly cursed me. With me by your side, you've already beaten her by thousands, tens of thousands of times. I gave a sheepish laugh. This was too arrogant. However, when I looked down, I saw a red string bracelet peeking out from Leo's sleeve. It was clear this red string bracelet had been worn for a long time. Its color was already somewhat dull. I immediately recognized it as one I had personally braided because the pattern was my unique design. When turned 16, I forgot to prepare a gift, so I quickly braided this bracelet to appease him. Who knew he would wear it for so many years? My heart uncontrollably skipped a beat. God, this arrogant Leo seemed a little charming. On the day of the engagement banquet, I kept telling Leo to stay calm. However, as soon as I reached the private room door, I heard Marcus yelling, 10,000 in wedding contributions, or get out. Mom was clearly infuriated. If you couldn't even afford food, we wouldn't mention wedding contributions. But US. Spend tens of thousands on one meal, yet only want to give 10,000 for wedding contributions? Do you really think my Grace can't marry anyone else besides you? Skyler's mocking voice rang out. Ma'am, a man as devoted and wealthy as Marcus is hard to find. Besides, sister will be 30 next year. What kind of good man can she find at that age? Ma'am, frankly speaking, even when choosing the other woman, men prefer young and pretty ones. Who wants a 30-year-old old woman? You. Mom's voice trembled with anger. This is beyond endurance. You're the one who should be the other woman. I pushed the door open, grabbed a piece of cake from the table, and smeared it directly on Marcus's face, cursing, asshole, pay back the 1 million you owe me, now. I supported your graduate and PhD studies, spending at least 1 million, if not 2 million. Asshole, pay me back. I then kicked Leo's knee, making him break out in a cold sweat. Because I moved too fast, Leo couldn't stop me at all, and of course, he didn't even try to. Grace, are you crazy? Marcus was in a sorry state, his expensive suit ruined. His eyes burned with rage, wishing he could swallow me whole. You made me a laughingstock to the whole company, and I haven't even settled the score with you, yet you come looking for trouble with me? Do you not want to get married? Get married, my ass. I wouldn't want a hypocritical man like you. I yelled angrily, you're just a despicable social climber, stepping on women to climb the ladder, you're shameless. Sister, how can you say such things about Marcus? Skyler's eyes widened, full of disbelief. Stop that brother nonsense, you sound ridiculous. I kicked Skyler to the ground and sat on her, slapping her face. So what if I talk about your Marcus? I'm going to hit you too. This is my engagement banquet. What are you doing here, looking for a beating? If your parents didn't teach you decency, I will. Remember, don't touch other people's men. Seeing this, M also rushed up to help me hit Skyler. United, mother and daughter are unstoppable. Grace, get up first. Marcus frantically tried to pull me up. I didn't indulge him. While was pulling him, I gave Marcus a hard slap. What, does it bother you to see me on top of her? Then I'll get off. Do you want to get on top of her instead? Marcus was furious, angry, and ashamed. You're shameless. He was thinking, how can a university graduate speak so crudely? I sneered, looking at Leo. Leo, beat him up. Break every bone in his body. Finally, this farce ended with a settlement at the police station. Aside from Mom, who was completely unharmed, everyone else had some injuries, especially Skyler and Marcus. Their faces were swollen like pig heads. How would they show their faces in public now? I gave Leo a thumbs up and praised him. Leo, today, you are my only brother. It took about a month of recuperation at home before I could go out in public, but thinking that Skyler was even more injured, I felt it was worth it. Leo, amusement park for a round? I initiated the invitation. I'll pick you up. Leo then made his choice. Leo doesn't seem younger than you at all. He's mature and decisive, gentle and devoted, much better than that scumbag Marcus. Mom suddenly praised Leo. I nodded. Marcus and I had never been to an amusement park. At first, he complained the tickets were too expensive and wouldn't go with me. Later, when he had money, he always said he was busy, had no time, and didn't want to go with me. Busy? Was he the only one busy? Didn't I have a job? Didn't Leo have a job? Would the whole world die without Marcus? Ultimately, it wasn't that he didn't have time, he just didn't want to dedicate time to me. However, I didn't expect that busy man, who was always so busy with work, would one day appear at the amusement park, with Skyler. How annoying. Leo almost cursed. Why was Marcus everywhere, like a persistent ghost? Come on, let's go somewhere else. Leo pulled me, wanting to leave the bumper cars, but Marcus saw us too. Grace, why are you hiding? Got something to hide? Seeing me so familiar and intimate with Leo, a wave of jealousy suddenly rose in Marcus's heart. No wonder sister insisted on breaking up with Marcus, turns out it was because. Skyler didn't finish her sentence, but her meaning was clear, implying that Leo and I were up to no good. I think you've forgotten how badly you got beaten last time. Leo snorted coldly. Let me remind you, I'm no gentleman. I specifically beat trash-talking whores. Skyler's face turned from red to white, then white to red. No man had ever spoken such harsh words to her. I couldn't help but laugh out loud, my heart full of warmth. So this is what it felt like to be unconditionally protected. Grace apologized to Skyler. Marcus frowned. I looked at Marcus as if he were an idiot. Asshole, if you're sick, go get treated. Grace, I'm not joking with you. Marcus said loudly, frowning deeply. Do you know that because of your megaphone outside the office, Skyler got fired? I brought her to the amusement park to cheer her up, and I didn't expect you to be messing around with another man. TSK. When he's with another woman, he's righteous, but when I'm with another man, I'm messing around? Men, can you be any more hypocritical? Sister, you are really too much. I was just privately asking Marcus for some advice, and you made it public knowledge. Aren't you afraid of getting your karma? Skyler cried, tears streaming down her face. I've always regarded Marcus as a mentor. He is the person I admire most. I've never had any other dirty thoughts about him. I was about to throw up listening to her. Did someone hold a knife to her throat and force her to post those things on Instagram? Aren't you two supposed to have the purest professional relationship? Then why can't it see the light of day? I only broadcasted your voice message for one day, and you got fired? I gloated. But inwardly I regretted that Marcus hadn't been fired along with Skyler. Marcus sighed deeply, his tone suddenly softening. Grace, I truly only see Skyler as a younger sister. You are my only wife. I know you only came out with Leo to spite me. I don't blame you. As long as you apologize to Skyler, our wedding will still proceed as planned. Skyler's face instantly turned ashen, her hands clenched tightly. I looked at this familiar stranger before me and suddenly smiled. Marcus, do you know I'm allergic to preserved eggs? Marcus paused, surprised. I continued to ask, do you know my favorite flower? My favorite color? My favorite season? My favorite movie? Marcus couldn't answer a single question. I gave a bitter laugh. Marcus, do you really still love me? Marcus lowered his gaze and hesitated. Years ago, he could have said I love you without a second thought, but now, he couldn't bring himself to open his mouth. Your favorite flower is red roses, your favorite color is orange, your favorite season is autumn, your favorite movie is The of 1900. Leo said firmly, holding my hand, word for word. Grace, he doesn't dare to say he loves you, but I want to tell the whole world, I love you. Leo has liked Grace since he was 6 years old, he's liked her for 20 whole years. I don't know how I ended up leaving the amusement park. By the time I regained my senses, I was already sitting in Leo's car. Undeniably, for a moment, my heart stirred. But I dared not gamble again. Marcus had consumed 10 years of my life. I was already 29 this year. I couldn't afford to gamble another 10 years. Leo was 3 years younger than me. Those 3 years weren't just about age, they were about experience and life. When I was working, Leo was still in school. When I became a leader, he was just entering society. We were always a step apart. With experience, I no longer wanted to be anyone's life mentor. I just wanted a man who could protect me in his arms. Grace, you won. Accept me, will you? When we got out of the car, Leo lowered his eyes, which were filled with a sorrow I couldn't understand. I bit my lip and said cruelly, if you truly care about my well-being, never come looking for me again. I was afraid that if Leo came looking for me again, I would soften. For 2 consecutive months, I hadn't seen Leo again. I silently told myself that he had been abroad for 10 years, and I had gotten through that, so if I just got through this period, I wouldn't think of him anymore. However, no matter how much I tried to hypnotize myself, my longing for Leo grew deeper. Just as I couldn't resist actively looking for him, Skyler arrived. My time is precious. Say what you need to say quickly. I impatiently took a sip of coffee. If this wasn't downstairs from my office, and I wasn't afraid of making a scene, I wouldn't even want to look at Skyler. Grace, I'm pregnant, 1 month along. After the amusement park that day, Marcus and I both drank too much, and then, there was this. Skyler touched her still flat lower abdomen. Oh, congratulations. I said impatiently. Was this woman sick, coming all this way just to tell me this? Marcus is very good to me. He said he would break up with you cleanly and marry me, Skyler continued, but for some reason, there was no smile in her eyes. You're not here to ask for money for a wedding gift, are you? The more I listened, the more something felt off. Marcus and I had already broken up. Why would Skyler come to boast to me? Skyler shook her head and said softly, Sister, I'm very happy with Marcus now, and he treats me very well. I beg you not to go back to him. Hearing this, I finally understood what was wrong. If it was truly good to Skyler, why would she come to beg me not to go back to him? Little, can't you just tell the truth for once? I said, somewhat speechless. I guess the truth is Marcus doesn't want to take responsibility, right? Skyler suddenly looked up, then tears began to fall. One by one, he said he would give me a sum of money, but the condition is that I have to abort the baby and leave this city. But, I can't bear to lose this child. Just as I thought. I had been with Marcus for 10 years, and he could be so cruel to me, let alone to Skyler. I took a sip of coffee and said casually, then have it. Skyler's eyes filled with joy. You also think I should have it? I nodded. Anyway, it's not me giving birth or raising it. Do you think Marcus will marry you if you have the child? Dream on. Do you dare tell your parents you're pregnant, but the father doesn't want to take responsibility? You don't dare. Then during your pregnancy, no one will take care of you. After you have the baby, no one will help you take care of the baby. You won't be able to work, and you won't have money to buy formula, while Marcus can go on as if nothing happened, pursuing the next college girl. At most, he'll give you 200 yuan a month for child support, which is easy for him. Skyler, just have the baby. Anyway, you stole my boyfriend. The more miserable you are, the happier I'll be. Skyler finally couldn't hold back and sobbed hysterically on the table. Sister, please come with me to get an abortion. I'm scared. I don't know what I was feeling as I accompanied Skyler to get an abortion. All for a scumbag like Marcus. We two women had been reduced to such a sorry state. After the abortion, Marcus indeed gave Skyler a large sum of money. Skyler took the money and left this sorrowful city, and I was the only one who saw her off. Grace, can you forgive me? Skyler's eyes were filled with tears, her face long stripped of its former radiance. I sighed. If I still hated you, I wouldn't be here to see you off. Just be more discerning next time you look for a man. Skyler wiped her tears and smiled. Grace, you're a good person. Marcus didn't deserve you. Exactly. I'm too good for anyone. After seeing Skyler off, my life became monotonous again. Marcus shamelessly reappeared in my life. Director, who's that man downstairs? He's been coming every day for a week, waiting for you to get off work. My colleagues gossiped incessantly, but I just found Marcus annoying as I looked down at him. Marcus, if you keep this up, I'll call the police. I went downstairs with a cold expression, determined to clear things up with him. Grace, please forgive me. It was only during this time without you that I realized I can't live without you. Marcus pleaded, his eyes red-rimmed and his face gaunt. After breaking up with Grace, his home had become a mess, with dust and clothes everywhere. No one cooked meals and waited for him to come home anymore, and the takeout containers in his house were piled high. Love me? Is your way of loving me having a child with Skyler? I felt utterly disgusted. Marcus froze for a moment, then hastily explained, the child has already been aborted, Grace. I would never allow any woman other than you to have my child. I felt like throwing up and no longer wanted to deal with him. Marcus, I'm telling you one last time, we're over. If you keep bothering me, I'll post all your glorious deeds in our alumni chat. You don't want to become famous that way, do you? Grace, are you in love with Leo? That's why you want to dump me? Marcus roared, instantly attracting the attention of the people coming and going downstairs. You want to play the public opinion game, huh? I, Grace, have never been afraid. Come on, everyone, take a look. This shameless man is Marcus, an executive at XYZ Corporation, earning $1 million a year. I worked hard to put him through school, but after he graduated, he got involved with a female college student from the company, got her pregnant, and now he doesn't want to take responsibility. Everyone, come see this wolf in sheep's clothing. Marcus had no idea I would be so utterly brazen. His face instantly flushed, and he fled in disarray. Later, I wrote to XYZ Corporat. Ion, reporting Marcus for corruption. Coupled with the evidence Skyler had given me, Marcus was completely ousted from his executive position at the corporation and simultaneously placed under investigation, facing imprisonment. Having dealt with Marcus, I plunged back into endless work, hoping that only busyness would make me forget Leo. But I hadn't expected that work would also come with a price. During another late-night overtime session, I collapsed. Before I passed out, I dialed the number that had been on my mind. Hello? Hearing's voice, my nose immediately stung, and I used all my strength to say, Leo, save me. When I woke up, Leo was peeling an apple by the bedside. Seeing me awake, Leo still looked displeased. Grace, you're really something, working overtime until you get appendicitis. If I had been even a moment later, I'd be arranging your funeral. I managed a difficult smile. Leo, calm down. Leo suddenly turned to look at me, his face devoid of expression. Grace, I was really going to let you go, but seeing how you've neglected your health like this, I regret it. I'm officially telling you, whether you like it or not, from now on, I will never give up on you. I paused, then blurted out, Leo, what exactly do you like about me? I was genuinely scared. What if Leo, after being with me, found out I wasn't who he imagined? What would I do then? Leo looked at me, unusually serious. Grace, the first time I saw you was when I was 6. I was almost lured away by a kidnapper with a lollipop, but you, fearless, bit onto the kidnapper and wouldn't let go, saving me. You even lost 2 front teeth because of it. So from that moment, I knew that when I grew up, I would always protect you. That thought has driven me to become the Leo the first am today. Grace, if you ask me what I dislike about other people, I could talk for a day and a night. But if you ask me what I like about you, I truly can't say, because love has no reason. All I know is that I truly love you. If you feel insecure, we can sign a prenuptial agreement. If I ever cheat, I'll leave with nothing. I laughed at that. I thought I was a fool for waiting 10 years, but I never imagined there was an even bigger fool who had waited 20 years for me. I whispered, Leo, come here, I have something to tell you. You're probably going to reject me again. I don't want to hear it. Leo waved his hand, refusing. I playfully chided him, you silly boy, if you don't come over here, how am I supposed to tell you, I love you too? A year later, I suddenly received a package at home, with anonymous written as the sender. I couldn't help but smile. After we got married, Leo always loved preparing little surprises for me. This was probably another one of his gifts. However, after opening it, I froze. Inside was a pink diamond ring. Marcus, when we get married someday, let's buy a pink diamond ring, okay? Pink is so beautiful. When I first started dating, I once said I wanted a unique diamond ring. I never thought he'd actually find one, but I didn't need it anymore. I looked at the red string bracelet on my wrist, matching Leo's, and smiled with relief. After enduring betrayal and despair, I had finally found my own happiness. Thank you for listening to today's story. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and share it with your friends. We look forward to hearing your thoughts in the comments section. Feel free to share your opinions, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more exciting stories. See you next time.